everybody. This is Elissa from Mink Arts and Crafts, and today we have not really a WIP and chat, which is work in progress, since obviously I do not have a work in progress right now. I have actually completed both of the last two kits that I was working on for June, and now I need to kit down these two kits and kit up a couple kits. So I'm going to start off with doing a kitting down in chat. Mochi is sitting on the other side of the kit of my Elizabeth Ward containers. So we'll kit down in chat, and then depending on how much time I have left from after the kit in chat will dictate whether we roll from that into an actual kitting up in chat. If I start into kitting up my next painting that I'm going to start for the beginning of June, which will be the JBG which is the Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and I'm going to be doing Milagros on la Luna. I'm going to be doing that particular painting. So we are going to get started. This was my Paint Gems, my Paint Gem National Parks 2.0. I call it the National Parks 2.0, the second edition one. And then this was my cheapo Hokusai Bay of Noboto kit right through there. So I will save these drills, whereas these drills I sort of save, but not really. I feel guilty throwing all of these drills when some of them have a ton of drills left over. I feel guilty throwing these drills. Mochi's so curious. She's such a sweetie baby. How baby? Are you a cute? No, that's mine, baby. I feel guilty and bad throwing all of these basically microplastics away. So rather than throwing these microplastics away, I think I got the idea for this off of, I think it was Shay from Crafting for Shay, Crafting with Shay. I think I got it from her channel, where I saw that she had been pouring drills into a container, but I've seen a couple other creators do it. And it just reminded me of, you aren't going to fit inside that one. You're not liquid enough to fit inside that one, little cat. You're not that tiny. You are a tiny cat, but you're not that tiny. No, you are not going to climb on my box. No, that box is not for you. She wants that box so bad, but she can't have that box. Her box is like a foot that way, is her favorite box that she's been enjoying immensely. So I've been kind of pouring the drills into here, and it's kind of neat seeing the layers of drills as they go inside this little container. And this was just like a 4-inch diameter, 8-inch tall, covered with a cork thing, and I just have it sitting on my computer desk. My computer desk is to the left of this desk. Yes, I have 3 desks in my office. I have a computer desk / photography desk. I have a Chinese brush painting desk, and I have a diamond painting desk. But I mean, it's just me, and it's my my office / whatever. So it's like the entire wall is desk, and all the desks look alike. Anyways, with these, because I still have a couple Hokusai paintings that I plan on doing, and they were all from the same seller on Amazon. So they were all had the same codes. The stickers they didn't come with their own stickers, so I had to do it myself, which it was simple how they did it. It was 1 through 8 were labeled 1 through 8, and then 9 onward were A, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. So it was really easy to kit up from the previous one with the same containers. I just had to swap out a couple stickers for some of them that were different size. This one was a larger one on the previous one, and I just swapped them out for a couple of the different containers. So that was easy to do. So I'm not going to take the stickers off of these containers in case... because I'm probably going to do another, haven't fully decided if I'm going to do another one of the Hokusai paintings or not. It depends on my mood and how I feel after the last one that I did. And I'll talk a little bit about that as I get into it. But we will get started. I don't have a lot as far as this month, as far as like how, or this month, gosh. It's been I feel like it's been a long week. But it's not, I don't feel like I've actually done that much this week. You know, you have some of those weeks where you're like, what did I actually do? I don't feel like I've actually done anything. Ooh, I do have some really exciting news. So we left off on Saturday. What did I even do this Saturday? Oh, goodness. Some weeks it just like runs together. There was nothing special on Saturday. Sunday, there's the drill stuck in there, but it's been stuck in there for a couple kids now. Sunday was Shay's live, where Shay and Kara, the principal painter, and then Alyssa from the Diamond painting accountant, and then Katie from Diamonds and Washi announced their retreat that they're doing next year from May 30th to like June 3rd, I believe it was. I'm really bad at remembering dates. But they announced their retreat and then opened up the signups for their retreat. So I was super, like, I think all of my auction, like, watching for the time and like super fast fingers with it, and I was able to like fly through that thing, and thankfully I had both in mom and dad's, like, because my parents are my emergency contacts, so I had both my mom and my dad's phone numbers memorized, so all I had to do was go into my contacts on my phone and look up their address, because I have I don't know what their address is for their new place in Florida. I don't know what that is. So looked up, typed it out, and then of course I copied it, so that way when I put down my dad as my second emergency contact, I could make sure that I just didn't have to retype it. I could just copy and paste it right in, and I got in. So I am going to the retreat next year, which I think is going to be super fun. So I'll get to meet some of like the people that I've like met online. I'll get to actually meet them in person, which will be super exciting and super fun. So that was like the yay news that I had for Sunday, and really the only excitement that I had, because other than that, I'm a homebody and I don't really do anything. Are you just gonna sit there and watch me the whole time, baby cheeks? Little one. This is my girlfriend. My little cheeky kidder. Hello, kidder puss. Mozzarelli. I think it's interesting how we end up with so many nicknames for our pets. So Mochi has, the little Mochlet, has so many nicknames. So she's Mochi, she's Mozzarelli, she's Mochi Cat. No, we do not. No, that's mine. Look at that. Look at that sweet pea. She's such a little lovey thing. She wants, no, you cannot go inside the box. She's such a funny thing. Are you a sweet baby? You are a sweet pea. She's my helper. This is what happens. I'll be sitting at the desk trying to paint, because this is my painting desk, and she will literally be like half laying on the piece of paper that I'm trying to paint, helping me paint. No, we are not biting the plastic baggie. She's so funny. This is my helper. But she's a sweet pea. Mochi, no, we're not chewing on plastic. You know better, baby. But she's such a fun cat. I still think she needs a kitten. And I will probably, but then it's like, you know, it's just like with dog math. 1 dog plus 1 dog does not equal 2 dogs. Like the amount of work that 1 plus 1 dogs is not equal to 2 dogs. That's like exponentially more than 2. I feel like it will be similar. I personally have not owned 2 cats. I've had Mylan since she was a little tiny baby as my own dog, as like my sole responsibility. And then Mochi is my first cat that's been my sole responsibility. But growing up, we always had pets. I grew up. Oh, now you're just showing off here. Look at what I deal with. I mean, she's being adorable, but I mean, look at what I deal with. Well, you only see a tiny bit of the cuteness, but she's showing off her cuteness. Look at the little toe beads. Oh, now you're just falling. Mochi. Should I move it so they can see your cuteness better? Here. She's like, you moved things, Mom. Mochi Valley. But growing up, we had cats. Well, we had all the things. We actually raised and bred and showed Persians, Himalayans, and then exotic short hairs. So basically the snub-nosed breeds, as I'm like putting my hand up to my face as if you guys could see my face. But basically the snub-nosed breeds, both the long hair and the short hair. So the Persians and Himalayans are the ones with the flat-nosed cats with the really long hair, for anyone that's not familiar. And then the exotic short hairs are the ones with a really short coat, but it's a really cool, it's a really like different type of short coat. But we had them growing up, and Baby Cat was our first one, Baby and Mister. Those were our first 2. And Baby was a brown tabby, and she was my baby. I mean, I literally would dress her up in my baby doll clothes when I was... Mochi needs a bath. I'm actually allergic to cats, which is why I have Mochi. Because she's not as hypoallergenic type thing. Because no cat is actually hypoallergenic, not even sphinxes, which are the naked cats. Sorry if I'm like bouncing from topic to topic. Sometimes I do that. But no cat is actually hypoallergenic. Like poodles tend to be more hypoallergenic as far as dogs are concerned. Because it's not so much their hair, it's more like the dander and everything that they give off. But like sphinxes, people that have cat allergies can usually tolerate being around sphinxes. Normally, I don't have an issue with Mochi, with her coat, because she doesn't have the same coat as a regular cat, as you can tell from her tiny short hairness. But when she goes too long between baths, I have issues. And she's a dirty cat, and she needs a brushing, and she needs a bath. So I need to bathe her dirty cat self. That's on the agenda for this weekend, is bathing the dirty cat. And I can tell because I usually get like, she'll get close to me and I start getting like, ugh, like I feel like there's hair in my face when there's really no hair in my face, but I feel like there's hair in my face. And that's usually a sign that it's time for her to have a bath. I get the same thing with Mylan because I'm also allergic to dogs, but yet I have a pug who's 11 years old. But I mean, there's some things I deal with because I love my babies and I can't not have pets. But I get the same thing with Mylan, where she will touch me and walk past me or climb on me because, you know, she's a lap dog. And she'll walk across me and her nails will leave, just where her nails will touch me, will leave like red welts where she walked across me. So I make sure to give her a regular bath, and she's due for a bath as well. So that's my agenda for this weekend, is to bathe the kitterpuss, and then I have to. You are dirty. See, you've got like food all over your neck. You dirty cat. Well, she doesn't have very much hair behind her ears, and when I can see dirty skin, it means kitterpuss needs a bath. I usually check her armpits. I flip her over on her back and check her armpits, and when she's got dirty armpits, because she's got white hair, so when I can see dirty armpits, it means she needs a bath. Because she's a dirty cat. Anyways, dirty cat, dirty dog, they're both getting baths this weekend. And we are done with that one. Boom, done. All right, so let me set those off to the side. And this is taking me so much longer than it normally does because I'm talking so much and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. And now I'm going to start with these ones. So I do save my paint gem drills just in case, because I've had like one where I was basically, some of them, they're so staticky and I don't feel like fighting static. So then I'll go like where I'm like, static annoys me, and there's times where I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with the static, and rather than dealing with the static, I'll just go grab like an extra, if I have that same color. And a lot of times you do, because they'll work with similar colors. So I'll just go to the existing drills, which I keep in my spare drill storage, which I keep as of right now. I'm able to fit I only keep the Diamond Art Club ones so far, and the paint gems. And I'll have a baggie, and I've been able to keep, I do have another one of these on order. But I'm able to keep, like, in this thing, I'll have, you know, this for the 3607, you can see I've got a bag of rounds, a bag of squares, and then if I had this color in paint gems, it would be right behind it. So, like, I would have to show you on, like, a 310 where I have all three colors or something, where I would have the baggie right behind it with the sticker on it for the paint gems, which are a different bag, because then it's obvious. But to make it easier on myself, I do organize these a little bit first into columns, kind of by DMC, to make it a little bit easier. So that way it's kind of like in a alphabetical, like numerical order. Just that way, as I'm putting them in, it's a little bit easier, and I'm not like which one am I on kind of a thing. It just goes a little bit quicker when I do that. So you'll see a little bit of my method to my madness as I do that. And then depending on our time, you'll watch me kit up a little bit, which you'll probably see. I'll probably pause the video and then we'll do a little kitting up of the other one. Normally I go over there, but I have a little helper who, yeah, she's shedding because she has this is the most hair she's ever had. She normally doesn't have this much hair. She's normally halfway naked. Well, not actually, but she normally has less hair than this. So she's shedding, and she doesn't normally shed because she's losing her winter coat. Which I can brush this little cat, do 10 minutes of brushing her. I brush her with a flea comb. If anyone who's ever seen a flea comb that has the tiny, tiny bristles that are very close together. And when I brush her with the flea comb, I literally will get, like, the hair that I get out of her, it will be like a little like this wide. It like the length of the comb, it looks like I didn't even brush the cat when you see how much hair actually comes out, but it'll be that she actually needed brushed, but hardly any hair comes out when I brush her. It's really funny. Anyways, what was I saying? No, you cannot go in the box. Your nails need trimmed, girlfriend. No, we're not going in the box. Get down. Get down. Not going in the box. Little brat. She wants in the box so bad. No, you can't go in it. She is adamant that she wants in this box. So I apologize if she's jiggling the camera because she wants in the box. So I'm going to the retreat next year. So a long time until then. And then Monday, what did I do Monday? Monday was like a normal day at work. I did have a patient that him and his wife had gone to Costa Rica for a vacation, and I've worked with him for quite a while now. So he brought me back. He knows that because we chatted about things that we collect in the midst of me torturing him with, physical therapy. And he brought me back we'll slide this out of the way. Really much. So he brought me back, we'll just combine those ones for today. A mask from Costa Rica, like a wood mask, because I actually collect masks. I have a wall that's full of masks that I have collected from different countries that I've traveled to over the years. So I thought that was really cool. Oh, that's what I need. I was like, what am I looking for? This was what I was looking for. So any of them that I don't already have in here, I just use the paint gem bag for this one here. So that way, like with the 5200, I don't think I have a 5200 in here in my whites. Nope. And I will use, well, I'll take this one here and use that one. But and it's really cool. It's a really pretty mask. It's got a little bit of sand kind of like glued onto it. It's got these like turtles carved into it. It's really pretty, and it'll fit really well into my mask wall. So I thought that was really cool. That was really sweet of that patient. So that's gonna go right there in my B5200. Oh, yeah, see, I wasn't paying attention, and I actually already have that because the bag had fallen down. So I will just dump, because I only keep one baggie of this. That's actually a fuller bag. So, but I actually kind of like being able to put all of the stickers on there. So I keep one baggie and I just dump them all in there. I haven't run into any issues of having like multiple color lots or anything like that. So that was what Monday was. I think I was at work a little bit later on Monday. And then Tuesday, what did I do Tuesday? Did I stay at work longer than normal on Tuesday? I feel like this week has just like run together. You know, you have some weeks that are like that and they just kind of like run together. And so saw patients on Tuesday, did my normal join. I usually do Breeze live, Painting with PD's live on Tuesday afternoons, which for me it's like 4 p.m. If I can, if I get off of work in time, I'll try to do that. So I try to do that. And then so that was Tuesday. Didn't really know that I did very much. I'm working on these kits, like my painting with my summer with the masters kits. Let's see, 434 into my 400s. And then I also trying to think if I did anything else. I did have Wednesday was just, it was kind of one of those days where I just wasn't really feeling, did I even do anything on, yeah, see, I'm like, I don't even remember what I did on some of these days, which is saying a whole lot that it's really that eventful that I did a whole lot. If I can't remember what I did, it's like, okay, it must have been thrilling day. It was just more patience, more work. Nothing that was like super outside of the normal, beyond just busy days at work, seeing patients, going to, you know, the meetings that I have to go to. Nothing crazy, nothing outside of the routine or anything like that. Thursday, yeah, which I'm actually filming this late on Friday night, so that way I don't have to, because I want to get these down tonight and have it done and over with, and I don't want to have to worry about doing this like Saturday morning, because normally I'll do this film either late Friday night or early Saturday morning, some more like Saturday afternoon, but I feel like doing this tonight, and that way I'm done, and these are done still in June, because this is June 30th. These ones were staticky. So yeah, it's just not been a very eventful week. Sorry guys, bore you with everything. I did have some family things, which I'm not going to go into here, which has kind of made it kind of like a kind of a week of just kind of like stuff for personal reasons, as far as like with extended family. So I just haven't been in like the best yay chipper mood for all of that. But it definitely helped being on like the it definitely helped having some like laughs and some good times on like some of the lives that I joined onto. This week it was definitely good doing that, like on Thursday. And then again, I totally missed the 300s. I like literally, because they weren't in the proper order, I completely skipped the 300s. Like, yeah, it's one of those weeks. Goodness, you guys, goodness. So let me go back to the 300s. Wow. Wow, just wow. And, but I was, so I was actually looking at, it's interesting seeing, it's kind of neat to look back and see how often they reuse the same color, or the same symbol for the same color. And if they do, because sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. It's interesting to see. Mochi's still beating up on Mylan. She's a little turd, this little stinker. She's very closely watching what I do. She's very intrigued by what I'm doing. 320. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, that one I'll have to do. So that is 320. My baggies aren't in the same order. Watches, it's like literally at the top of my... Oh, yeah, see, look, right there. Right at the top. Anyways. What was I saying? So, pretty uneventful week. I don't know that I have much... Oh, I don't really have much planned for this weekend. I need to do some yard work that I keep avoiding, but I have no reason to continue avoiding it because I have no excuse, because I actually have this weekend off. Whereas last holiday weekend for Juneteenth, I worked and I didn't have the weekend off at all. I actually have the entire 4-day weekend off, so I don't have to go back to work until Wednesday, which will be nice. So I go back to work on Wednesday. Yeah, I'll have to use the bag again on this one. So that'll be a nice break, having the 4-day weekend, which I definitely need. I am going to be sleeping in. Use 368 and 369. Definitely going to be sleeping in and enjoying the sleeping in, which really means that instead of waking up at 5:30, I'm going to probably wake up at 5:30 and just not get out of bed until 7:30 or 8. But I'll still wake up at 5:30. That's what sleeping in is for me, because I'm used to a schedule. My dog is used to a schedule. Heck, no, you were such a bad helper. That is mine. That is mine, Mochi. Does anyone else do that, where it's so ingrained that you get up at a certain time that even if you try to sleep in, you don't actually sleep in? You just don't get out of bed and you just lay there and you just don't get out of bed? Because that's what happens to me. I blame it on a lifetime of getting up early. Because I grew up on a farm. Mochi! That is mine. You can't have that. That's mine. No. Fall back. So lifetime of, like, you know, growing up on the farm, you had to get up before school and go take care of the kidders, and there we go. You know better. You had to go take care of the kidders, or the critters before school, so you had to go out, feed the horses, make sure the cows had their food. Like in the wintertime, you had to like make sure everything, like the water fresh was like thawed and everything was good. When we had chickens, you had to go feed the chickens. We eventually got rid of the chickens. If you've ever been attacked by a rooster, that is not a pleasant experience. I have the scars from when that rooster that attacked me. Ooh. Needless to say, we had, I was really young at the time, maybe like 8-ish, I don't know, somewhere around in there. But needless to say, that dinner, that night we had rooster for dinner, and you don't normally eat rooster, for anyone who doesn't know. You only eat the hens because rooster can be rather gamey. But that was the most delicious rooster we have ever eaten, that I have ever had. Was that rooster, after that rooster attacked me as a kid. But I digress. All the little Mochi hairs. You sheddy little cat. shedding all your little furs all over the place. You can probably hear Mylan snoring in the background. She's laying on the floor in front of the closet, snoring away, as she does her loud little pug snores. Let's see. Ooh, so I was like, oh, let me go see how much vacation time. So when you're in the military, we earn a set amount of vacation time every year, and it's so for every month we earn 2.5 days of vacation, which then equates out to, over the course of the year, you earn 30 days of vacation. So we get 30 days off over the course of the year. Granted, it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but if I want to go to visit my parents in Florida and fly to Florida, and I want to be there, and I want to leave on Friday and then fly back the following week on Sunday, that means that I have to take, I'm not just going to, like most people during their work week, they're only going to miss 5 days of work. So if they're leaving on Friday night, they only have to take the following Monday through Friday off if they're going to leave on Friday and return the following Sunday, which is Friday you'd be leaving after work, so that'd be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 9 days. I almost said 8, but I had my thumb out. Mathing. So for 9 days, they would only have to take 5 days of that off as vacation time. Well, in the military, if you're going outside of a certain distance from your, like for me, going from the west side of the country to the east side of the country, if you're going outside of a certain radius from where you're stationed or where you work, you have to take leave. If it's usually more than like for like 300 miles, sometimes up to 400 miles, but usually if it's more than a certain distance, you have to take vacation time. We call it leave, but vacation time. So if I'm gonna go visit my parents and fly to visit them, and I want to leave Friday night and then come back on Sunday, I have to take that entire time as vacation time. So yes, I get 30 days of vacation time, but whereas civilians only have to take 5 days off from work, I'm taking 9 days off from work. Granted, they do give you a caveat. They do give you a little bit of leeway because I'm leaving on a after work. So essentially on the weekend, and I'm coming back on the weekend. They give me 1 free day. So I'd be taking 8 days of vacation time, but I'm only actually missing 5 days of work essentially. But that's because essentially every day is considered a work day for me, even if I don't actually go to work on the weekend. I could be called in to go to work on the weekend, if that makes sense. Because, the military owns me. The government owns me is really what it comes down to. And I am a slave to the government. Well, not really, but because that's not the essence of what it is, and I don't mean to use it in that term analogy. But basically, that's what it comes down to, is I have to take... Yeah, anyways. So, I was like, last year, and you can only are allowed to have a certain amount of vacation time on the books saved up before it starts to expire at the end of the fiscal year. Let me get a drink of my Fresca. Mochi hair. Actually, no, that was a pig hair. That was Mylan hair. So... and normally you're allowed to have a maximum of 60 days of vacation time saved up. I usually try not to have that much because I like to travel. But between deployments and COVID and everything else, things happen and you end up with more vacation time saved up than you planned. I've taken a lot of time for vacation over the past year. Do not attack my dog. She's eyeballing Mylan. Like, she wants to go pounce the dog. She's got that focused attack dog look on her face. Like, she's going to go pounce my dog. She's in brat mode. So, it's what she's going to do. She's going to go pounce my dog. It's literally what the stinkers do. She's literally walked over there, and now she's glaring at my dog. So if you hear a snarly pug, it's because that's Mylan's only recourse, is to snarl at the cat, because she doesn't know what else to do but to snarl at the cat when the cat tries to pounce her. Anyways, so I've taken a lot of vacation time this past fiscal year. Not really for like fun vacations, but I've taken it for like, I don't think I've actually gone anywhere as a fun vacation at all in this last year. It's been for school, because I've had to do 2 trips to Michigan for school, and then a trip to Seattle for school, and I think there was something else that I did, but all of my trips have been for school. And with all of that, the total of vacation time that I've used this fiscal year has been like 29 days that I've taken, and I still have something like almost 70 days of leave or vacation time on the books, which is crazy, unheard of, which ridiculous. And 12 and a half of those are what we consider use or lose, where I have to use those 12 and a half days of vacation before September 30th. So, which some people would be like, man, I wish I had that much time. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't like to just take my vacation time to just hang around and not do anything. I like to actually use my vacation time to go on a trip. But since I've been traveling for school, I've been using my money to travel for school and not, and I don't have it saved up to go do one of my fun trips to somewhere else. So instead of being able to be like, oh, hey, go spend 2 weeks in like whatever country, like in Southeast Asia, or like before COVID and before 2020, I was planning on going to, I had a trip booked for Bhutan, and I was also going to be going to New Zealand. Those were the 2 trips I was going to do then. And then, 2020 hit and things changed, so I had to reschedule those trips, and then I decided, oh, hey, why don't I start a Doctor of Science? This sounds like fun. Of course, why I decided going back to school would be a great idea, I don't know, but, this is what I decided. It had been a few years since I had been out of school, because I had gotten a master's degree for fun a few years earlier than that, because why not? I didn't have a master's. I had my doctorate, but I didn't have a master's. Why not get a master's? That sounded like fun. Again, I don't know. This is how my brain works sometimes. It likes school, maybe. But then at the same time, once I'm in school, I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I back in school? Why? So now I'm like 2 years into my Doctor of Science, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Why did I decide to go back to school? Why am I doing this? Especially now that I'm basically done with my coursework and I'm just working on my dissertation, which is basically a research project. But at the same, so needless to say, all of the money that I would normally spend for traveling for fun international vacations has been going to all of these trips that I've had to do back and forth between here and my school in Michigan, and then here and Seattle for mentorship hours that I have to do for my Doctor of Science, which entails me going to Seattle and then essentially working for free in a physical therapy clinic for a few days, but then also paying the physical therapist that I'm working for, who's the owner of the clinic. I have to pay him to work in his clinic, because that's how mentorship hours work. Don't ask me how that makes sense in any way, shape, or form, but that's how it works. So I'm like, I have these 12 and a half days of vacation that I have to use before the end of September. I had already decided that I was going to take a couple days, like a Thursday, Friday, because my birthday falls on a Thursday this year. So I had already decided that I was going to take Thursday, Friday of my birthday week off, because I'm like, that'll give me a 4-day weekend for my birthday week, because I'm like, I just don't want to go to work on my birthday. That just doesn't sound like fun. I'd rather just, have a long weekend to just chill and do what I want on my birthday week. That just sounds more fun than actually being at work and seeing patients on my birthday. Because that just, if you get if you have the opportunity and you have enough vacation time to do it, why not just chill and do your own thing on your birthday. That just sounds more pleasant than going to work and working all day. And Thursdays are my really busy day. That's like my longest day is usually Thursday. Ugh. That's like nonstop patients, usually from 7:30 to, usually I don't finish until 1600 or 4 p.m. For all of you, I think this is my knockoff, one of my knockoff ones. I just need to put a little daub of glue in there to hold that one in. I think I have like one tray that I got off of Temu that was like a knockoff of the Elizabeth Wards, because it had a different ratio of smalls to the other sizes in it. And then the rest of my trays I just got off of Amazon, because they were essentially the same exact price for the actual Elizabeth Ward trays compared to the knockoff ones. So I'm like, if I'm paying that the same amount on Temu or AliExpress or anywhere else, I haven't actually ever purchased anything on AliExpress, I might as well buy the actual ones off of Amazon, because they were literally like $2 to $3 more expensive on Amazon, but you're getting the actual one. So I've have like 2 or 3 of the small containers where the top just kind of pops off every now and again, but only when I'm like kitting down like this will I notice that it pops off. That's the only time it's ever popped off on me. So back to my vacation time. I now have, so if I take those 2 days of vacation time for my birthday week, that puts me at still needing to take essentially 10 and a half, which you can't take half days of vacation, and as active duty you have to take a full day. There's no such thing as half days. So I will then, I essentially then have to take 11 days of vacation. So I'm like, all right, do I then just take it all at once? Which I'll probably do that, because then I haven't actually seen my parents since my grandma's funeral last year. August was the last time that I saw my parents, and that was just like literally I flew out there on I think I literally flew out on a Friday, and the funeral was on Saturday, and then I flew back on Sunday, because like the timeline was so short. I knew she had died in December, but by the time we got everything planned and coordinated, and Papa had decided when he wanted to do her memorial, because she was in, because we did the funeral or the memorial in Michigan, but she had died in Florida, because Grandma and Papa, my grandparents, they would winter, they were snowbirds, so they would winter in Florida and summer in Michigan. So they were wintering in Florida when she had died. So he wanted to wait and do the memorial until he felt he was up to it, because he was also in the hospital at the same time when she had also was in. They were both in the hospital together when she ended up dying and passing on. Anyways, sorry, didn't mean to get morbid on anybody but that was so August of last year was the last time I saw my parents, and it was for that really short whirlwind for the memorial. And then prior to that was the Christmas before, and granted, I talk to them like almost every single day. We talk literally every single day. Like, my mom is pretty much my mom is my best friend. We talk on a daily basis. When I drive home from work, I usually call my mom and talk to her as I drive home from work. Now that my brother's on the West Coast, when he's actually in town, I'll actually like call him, and because he'll get off work earlier than me. So when he's actually in town and not on like a work trip or something, then I can call him and chat with him too. But he's typical brother. It's like, hey, how was your day? He actually does talk more than that. He likes talking about his day. But, he's good for like 15, 20 minutes tops. And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to let you go. I got things to do. Which really means that he's bored and he wants to get back to playing games on his computer. And he's done talking to his sister. and he wants to go play games on his computer. That's what that's code for, okay, I'm done talking to you, let me get back to playing games on my computer. And then of course, you know, he has to actually be in town, because if he's on like a work trip, I can't call him on my way home from work. But it's kind of nice having him actually in the same time zone as me again, now that he's West Coast. But he just has to be actually here and not on work trips. So I'll usually talk to my mom, usually most evenings, as I'm driving home from work. We'll chat. And then, like, if she's in like a Zoom with some of her friends, then I'll call my dad. If he's not busy on like a job for work, then I'll call and chat with him to keep up with him. But anyways, I don't know how I go. So anyways, long story short, sorry, I'm like very like scatterbrained. Because I didn't like feel like I had anything notable to talk about each day. So I didn't like make a list of, like, normally I write down like on a little sticky note the things that I want to talk about at the end of each day. I'll be like, oh, this is what happened today, so I can know what I want to talk to you guys about. But I didn't feel like I had anything happen, so I'm like, well, there's nothing to talk about, so there's nothing to write down on a sticky note, so I didn't write anything down. And then I'm like, well, I gotta talk to you guys about something. So I'm like, what am I gonna talk about? So you're just getting my natural stream of consciousness of the random thoughts that pop into my head at any given moment, which can be very random. So, long story short, I think I will probably go visit my parents, and probably at the same time, you know how long it's been since I've been to Disney World? I think I will go do a trip to Disney. We will probably go do a trip to Disney World. I asked my mom, I was like, hey, let's go do, do you want to, like, if I come visit you, how about we go to Disney? Because I haven't been in years. Well, none of us have been in years. It's been, I don't think I've, like, we've gone to Disneyland because I've been out here in California quite a bit since 2012. I've probably spent about half the time since 2012, let's see, 12 to 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. So I've probably spent about, since 2012, I've spent about 5.5 years since 2012 I've been in Southern California. Not consecutive that whole time, but since 2012 I've spent 5.5 years of that time living in Southern California. So I've been to Disneyland, but I was raised on Disney World, and Disneyland is not the same as Disney World, and I have not been to Disney World in a very long time, and a lot has changed at Disney World, and I need to go to Disney World. So I would love to go to Disney World again and catch up on Disney World and all the changes and revamps of everything. And my mom and dad would love to do the same thing because it's been so long since we've been. And it's not that far from where they are. It's only a couple hours from where they live. So I think that's what we'll do. Go down there, hang with them, then, because then I would really only have to do airfare to Florida, and then once I'm in Florida, I think I moved my 37s over here. I did. I'll crash with them. We split food costs when we're together, and then we will each pay our own way at Disney. So that's, and then go from there. So I think that's my agenda. And that'll knock out a few days with them, a few days with figure day for travel on each end, and then, you know, like, and that gives So that gives me 9 solid days with them, and then, you know, the 2 days for travel, 1 day on each end. So I think that's my plan. So I'll do that, and that way I can use up those last vacation days, even though, because it's like, it's too short notice to like go do a trip somewhere fun, because for me, my somewhere fun is usually somewhere international. Because I could get a good deal on a good discount with the company that I like to travel with. I could get a really good discount on a trip to like Bali or India, or like a couple other locations that I would love to go to. But I need more advance notice for all of the things that I have to do to be able to travel because of my job and work. It's not like I can just be like, oh, I want to go travel in a couple weeks. No, it's not that easy. There's a lot of legwork that goes into it. It doesn't happen overnight. I have to prepare usually like 3+ months in advance, and it's a lengthy process, and I'm already kind of like within the window of, yeah, that's not enough time. I could do it if I was traveling in October, but not for anything as early as September. And we just finished with that. So that's my agenda for that. And then we'll kind of go from there. So I just finished kitting up those. And I keep them in the short bags. That way I know and can distinguish, beyond just the fact that they're in the different, they have the different sticker than the Diamond Art Club stickers. It just kind of tells me, hey, this isn't like the other, watch out. And then I always keep them in a certain order where it's usually always, let me see if I find one that's the proper. So I usually always do rounds, squares, and then the paint gems. That's always my order. And I actually had this one, like this kit, specially, I'll have to look it up. I believe this is from the Flossom Crafter on Etsy. Her shoebox thingies for the drill storage. When you see them on her Etsy, they come with these going this way in, so there's 2 dividers and they go lengthwise like this. Pardon me, I have a sneeze coming on. Let's see if I actually sneeze. You know how it is, if you acknowledge the sneeze, you typically don't sneeze. But if I didn't acknowledge the sneeze, I would have sneezed. So I didn't sneeze because I acknowledged the sneeze. In her Etsy shop, you'll see, if you look on her Etsy shop, all of the dividers run like this. There's 2 dividers, one here, one here. I don't like the long wise of the dividers, so I requested that she make mine with the dividers running this way. So which she did, and I love it, because for me this makes more sense to have short columns like this. So I have short columns. But my drills are stored. I will be right back. Well, actually, we will call this an early one because it took me so long to kit that up. I will show you what I'm planning on kitting up, and then we will call that the end. And you'll actually get out of here a little bit earlier than normal for my normal whip and chats, which always usually take a long time. I'm trying to cut down and not make these like 1 hour and 10. I've slowly been eking them down to like the 1 hour and 2-ish mark, and we've been going from there. So let me grab my the 2 kits that I was going to show you as my kit ups, and then we'll go from there. All right. So I have 2 kits that I plan on initially working on. I have Milagros La Luna by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, and this is going to be the one that I do for the JBG along, which is going to be from Emeralds and Fairy Lights, which is Lindsay, and then Crafting with Shay. When I get them in, I take the Diamond Art Club ones. I take the toolkit out because I don't like how the toolkit scrunches the canvas, because it's almost always like crunched in there with the toolkit. So I always take it out so that way the canvas is nice and uncrunched. So you guys will get a sneak peek of what I want to work on for the JBG along, and then the other kit that I'm going to work on kind of for fun along with it, and then the other project that I'm going to do. I think I'm going to kind of like do some extra bling to her. I just haven't looked at it to see what I have in my stash of drills to see what I want to add, what I want to do. So I will set these aside. Here are my drills. There's some really pretty colors in here. But look at her. She's so pretty. So that's going to be the first one that I work on. So this one is a round because I like rounds. 51 by 64. And I'll talk about this in my, that this is one that I plan on doing when I post my month in review video, which will probably go up on, I'll probably post that on Sunday or Monday. I haven't decided which. And then the other one that I'm going to do, I have a few Craft Ease canvases that I've purchased that we'll see how they go, because I haven't like looked at them to really check them out much to see the quality or anything like that. The drills definitely have like that lower end look to them compared to like the sparkle of these rounds. So we'll see how they look. I haven't tried one yet to go from there to see how it works up, but I love civil art, and I wanted to work on some civil art canvases, and like there are only 2 options for civil art, and the first option that I found was Craft Ease. So I had purchased a few civil art canvases from Craft Ease, because I like, and then that was before I even had like found out about DIY Moon Shop, but you know, they've got things going on with DIY Moon Shop. So we'll see how this works up and what I think of it. This one's a smaller one, so it will definitely go faster. This one's also a round, but I figured that would be kind of, you know, a fun small kit to work it up, see how it goes, see what I think of it, and kind of go from there. But because I just love civil art, and I wanted to see like how the Craft Ease brand kind of works up, because it is a little bit of a cheaper like price point, especially when you consider that the canvases you can usually get like a discount code and get them for a pretty decent price for those. And this one's only got 22 colors, so it will work up pretty quickly. And this one is a 45 by 55, so this will definitely work up pretty quickly. So these are the 2 that I'm going to start off with. And then the other one that I'm going to work on this month is actually, once my flower delivery version 2 gets in, I'm actually, and it's probably going to take me much longer than just this month to do, but I am going to be working on a project that's going to be working version 1 and version 2 of flower delivery, like a side-by-side comparison, and do like a video series of version 1 and 2 side-by-side. So I'm going to be doing that over the course of July, probably into August, depending on how long that takes me, because they're both squares and they're both large, and version 2 is really large, and that's probably going to take me quite a while, which is why I've got both of these as rounds to work on, because I'm basically, those are going to be squares and everything else that I'm going to do is going to be rounds. But anyways, that's essentially my kit down and chat, and now I'm going to sit here and kit up these 2 kits and get myself ready for tomorrow being July. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy the 4th of July weekend and any 4th of July festivities for all of you that are local to the United States. And have a wonderful, wonderful holiday period for all of you. And enjoy the time off for anybody that does have time off. And if you do not have time off, just have a wonderful time at work. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be my month in review. So look forward to that.